Pisces, what's poppin'? It's your girl D here with 8th House Energy, here to bring you your July 2021 Silent Enemies reading. I hope all is well in the Piscean community. For those of you who continue to show love to the channel, I appreciate the love that you give, no matter what way you give it. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And to those who are new, welcome to 8th House Energy. This is not your typical channel. This channel is laced with astrology. Okay, because to me, astrology and tarot go hand in hand like peanut butter and jelly. I can't do one without the other. Now, I mean, I could do astrology solely, but when I'm doing tarot gotta have some astrology to it. It just makes the picture of what's going on and makes it more exact and precise for me anyway. So with that being said, we're coming from a very spiritual place in these readings, but when we're dealing with the 8th house, it could be, we're dealing with the occult sciences, all types of the occult energy. Just like you do, Pisces, you deal with the psychic abilities as well. But with the 8th house perspective, we're dealing with a lot of the supernatural, and we're dealing with more so hidden. You deal with more so the supernatural, Pisces. Scorpio deals with more of the hidden. Things that people hide and don't see or keep secret. All right, there's the sirens. So what we're dealing with is the hidden feelings, the hidden emotions, the hidden agenda of the people around you. You know how you get a vibe about something, but you didn't see nobody do something, but you just look at them like, yeah, I don't know, something's up with that person. I can't put my finger on it, but something ain't right. That's the 8th, that's your intuition, right? So we're given that as a gift to help us maneuver down here in this physical 3D realm. So we always need to be in tune with our intuition, because it could save us from a whole bunch of nonsense. But the 3D realm tells us, don't look at don't listen to your inside. Go outside yourself and look for answers. And so a lot of us, that's why we lost. Because we're trained to look outside of ourselves for answers instead of sitting quietly and going within. And everything that we need to know, it'll come to us. You know what I mean? You can take resources from external to you and run them by your higher self. If your higher self says, yeah, that's good, then you rock with it. If your higher self says, nah, then you toss it. So, we're here to learn lessons. We had to come down here and get in this physical body to learn these lessons. So how does the universe teach us these lessons? Well, the universe says, okay, I'm going to put these people in your life that you're going to learn these lessons from. Most of us ain't going to learn no lessons from a stranger. We ain't going to open up to no stranger. So how else do you learn these lessons? From people close to you, like family members, friends, your coworkers, your colleagues, people who who you have a rapport with and you deal with on a regular basis. This is the whole purpose of the universe, sending the lessons through them. That's why you see a lot of backstabbing, betrayal, things like that, because the only way for you to learn these lessons is by people that you are willing to connect with. Most of us are willing to connect with family, friends, lovers, people who we decide to let into our world, right? So our intuition goes off about these people. We need to pay attention to it, but the 3D realm tells us to ignore it. And so what we need to do is we need to make sure we pay attention to it so that we get the lessons we're supposed to learn, and we not stay stuck in connections and relationships that are not beneficial to us because we don't know how to let go. Because the 3D realm tells you not to. But the spirit realm tells you, okay, you've learned this lesson from this person, now it's time to let them go. Long story short, we got 3 cards here. We're going to take a look at the intuitive energies that I get from these cards in reference to what you need to pay attention to from the people closest to you. It could be a false alarm. Your intuition could be going off about somebody, and they just may have some issues that they're dealing with that maybe they don't want to share with you. Or it could be your intuition is going off because you got people in your family who are jealous of you, envious of you, don't want to see you succeed because they jealous because they ain't got nothing going on. You need to be able to examine the intuitive energies and determine what's what so that you can make the best move for you. That way you get the lesson, and then you also get to move on, and you don't get stuck being shitted on over and over and over again because you're not paying attention to what your insides are telling you. You worrying about what other people think. We got the moon energy. We got the Queen of Cups in reverse. We got the Page of Swords in reverse. Now, whenever a major arcana shows up in any tarot reading, we know that reflects a major change that could be going on in the person's life. There's no exception to that here with this reading. When there's a major arcana that shows up, I try to say it like this. There's a good Pisces and the bad Pisces. Now, everybody's not good and bad all the time. But in this particular scenario and situation, we got somebody who's doing dirt, and we got somebody who's having dirt done to them, okay, with the silent enemies reading. So some of you Pisces done some dirt. Some of you Pisces have had dirt done to them. So when we see major arcana, I have to talk to both of you, the good guy and the bad guy, the good Pisces and the bad Pisces, all right? So with that being said, we got this moon energy, this Cancerian energy here. This is showing up as a silent enemy. Now, why is the moon showing up as a silent enemy? Some of you, first of all, you're not listening to your intuition. That's off the bat, okay? The universe is trying to tell you something, and you're not hearing it for whatever reason. You're not trusting it. And Pisces, you are very sensitive because you are emotional energy, your water energy. So when your vibe goes off, you need to pay attention to it. At least rule it out as a false alarm. But pay attention to it and rule it out as such. Don't ignore it. Some of you, if you're ignoring your intuition, there's a major change that could go in your favor if you pay attention to this, or a major change that could go against you in some sort of way if you don't pay attention to your intuition. Now, the moon energy, the moon rules Cancer. Cancer has to do with your home, your private life, what goes on behind closed doors. It also could have to do with the nurturing figure in your life during your formative years, whether it was a mother or a grandmother or auntie or uncle, or maybe it was a dad, or maybe it was the foster system. So for some of you, your intuition is telling you about some things that you need to deal with based on your childhood. That's for a few of you. For others of you, this is something that's going on in your home right now, okay, that you need to pay attention to. Something is not right within your home. Or it could be within your private self. Something's not right within you. You could be going through a change and ascension, and your intuition is telling you something, but you're not paying attention. You really need to pay attention. I was going to call you Aquarius. Some of you are Pisces, Aquarius cuspers. Aquarius, Pisces cuspers. So, yeah, this for some of you is about if you see the dogs here, you see the dark dog and the white dog. One is like the domestic dog. Like sometimes when you see it, you'll see the domestic dog and you'll see the wolf. Well, the wolf represents your shadow side, your dark side. And the regular dog represents your light side. So this is your light and your dark. And you're, shining light on both. All right, so your intuition is trying to tell you that you have both need to be addressed in some way, shape, or form. And with the Scorpio energy here, there's some type of transformation that you're going through. Okay, so some of you, you definitely need to pay attention to your intuition so that you can go through the transformation that you need to go through. There's some type of change here that you're not accepting because you're afraid. Maybe you don't know what to expect, but you feel it. You definitely feel it. So you need to explore that. What is it in you that is being triggered? When was the last full moon? That was the Capricorn full moon. That was a crazy full moon. So some of you could still be feeling the energies of this full moon. We're about to have a new moon on the 9th, the Cancer new moon. So for some of you, this could have something to do with that because, the moon is Cancer. So, some of you, more may be revealed to you as we get closer to the Cancer new moon on July 9th. But you need to be paying attention to what's going on around you and what's going on in you. Because Cancer deals with the home, and that's the home of the soul as well. All right? So not paying attention to your intuition is detrimental to you. You have the Queen of Cups in reverse, the same type of energy. You're not paying attention to your intuition. The Queen of Cups, when she's in reverse, she could be somebody who's very needy. Somebody who's not listening to her intuition because she's needy, looking for attention outside of herself. Looking for approval outside of herself. Okay? Be careful of people who are coming to you offering you things. Okay? They're acting like they're team you. Want to show you love and support. And this is because we got 2 Cancer cards here. Some of you, like I said, you have some unresolved issues with your mother figure. Some of you may have some unresolved issues with your wife. There could be something going on with your wife. Some of you need to be careful with your wife. Some of you, as a wife, your intuition is going off like crazy in reference to, your husband or your children. because we got a page right here. Okay, but we'll get to that in a second. So some of you, your intuition is going off crazy about your kid. It could be the fact that maybe some of you may be feeling, some of you may be realizing that you have a child who's needy, and it may be because of the way you were raised and you turned around and raised this child on this level. Or some of you may be looking back feeling remorse because maybe you couldn't be there for your child the way you wanted to because of maybe some childhood issues you went through. Something generational, because Cancer deals with generation, something that goes on through the bloodline. So for some of you, you're dealing with some type of family issue, all right, that's deep rooted. And it's something that you can change. And that's why we got that Scorpio energy down there. There's a transformation that's occurring, right? And so, the dark part of it is what was going on. The light is what can happen once you go through the transformation. But both have to be acknowledged because they both make up you. You can't be all love and light and not, address your shadow and know what your shadow is. Because if you only address the love and light, there's no transformation that occurs. And what could happen is, if you don't address that dark side could take over. So this is why you have to get to know your dark side. You have to see what your issues are. And for some of you, they stem from neediness in some way, and it could have something to do with how you were raised or how things went down in your family. If you don't address this, you'll never ascend into this. So all these people that talking love and light, love and light, love and light, yeah, okay. But you have to do work on both sides. Some people they're working in their shadow period right now, their shadow side right now. They're tapping into that, seeing what's going on. Why do I feel this way? Why do I have these feelings of depression and emptiness? What went down in my family or the way that I was raised that makes me have this dark side? Let me get to know this dark side, because that dark side needs to be fed just like the love and light needs to be fed. You can't half feed. You can't half feed yourself. I don't care what anybody tell you. You cannot. Because the higher you try to ascend, if you don't deal with that dark is going to pull you down. It's going to keep you from ascending as high as you can go. You're only going to go a certain height until you address that dark side. Then you'll be able to ascend, because now you've accepted both sides of you and you know how both sides of you work. And as a whole, you're able to elevate. All right? Now with this Page of Swords energy in reverse here, somebody's not getting the point. Every time I see the Page of Swords in reverse, the first thing I think of is somebody's not getting the point. The pages represent information, messages, right? The swords represent thoughts, ideas, communication. And when it's in reverse, you're not getting those thoughts, ideas, and communication. The message is not coming through. So it's because for some of you, you're ignoring your intuition. You're not paying attention to it. Some of you may be afraid for whatever reason to go through this transformation. There's major change in the midst of your energy right now. And you're not getting it. And this is what's going to be a detriment to you. Some of you know you need to change your ways, point blank. And you're having a hard time doing that. It could be, because you need to find out why you're the way you are. Again, some of you, it has to do with what was going on in your family lineage. And so there's work that has to be done. Inner work, shadow work, however you want to word it. The dark side needs to be investigated, so that you can have that transformation occur. This Page of Swords also, some of you need to, you got to pay attention to your kid. Some of you have a child who, they need to be spoken to. They need to be communicated with more, because they could have, some of you may have a child who has some type of mental, it could range. It could be as severe as autism. And it could be, as simple as, you just don't stop and think. Like, stop and think before you do something. Like, did you not think that if you took something without, permission, that it wouldn't come back? Like, some of you have children who, there's a certain situation going on that they're just not getting the point. And they need you. They need you. This is why the Queen of Cups is in reverse. They need you right now. All right? They could be struggling to understand some things, struggling to process some information, maybe something that happened to them. But this could also represent you, that inner child in you. Okay? that you need to address. That shadow part of you, that's that inner child. A lot of us have issues from our childhood. I get strongly here something going on with your childhood that you're coming to the conclusion of. You're going through an ascension, and in order for you to get to the ascension, you have to tap into what happened to you as a kid, what was going on. There's a lot of things that you just did not know that go on in your family. Now as an adult, you see what's up, and as a result, it could have put you in a position where you're very needy. Well, now you're understanding why. You know, you may see patterns in your family with your family members about what's going on. People who are very cold, you know, don't have any emotion. They can turn their back on family members with ease, no problem. You know, they don't communicate. There's a lack of communication. You know, so people are not really able to get to the heart of the situation because they're too afraid to speak up or speak their truth about what went on with them. Wow, this is deep. I was going to call you Scorpio. This is deep, Pisces. Very deep. But besides that, that's for some of you. But for other than that, some of you, like I said, you're not paying attention to your intuition. Others of you, you're dealing with someone who's very manipulative, very emotionally manipulative. Somebody who comes around and they play on your emotions, okay? And there could be a Pisces who's doing this to somebody because, like I said, we got that major arcana there. Emotions and feelings is the Cancerian energy. This is the Cancer card. So you got somebody around who knows how to play on your emotions, who knows how to put you in a state where you feel like you need them. When in reality, you don't. You're just not getting that. You're not understanding that. You don't need these people. These people are bringing you down. They're playing on your emotions. And so you're not using your intuition because you're looking outside of yourself for answers, and you're looking outside for these people, and that's why these people are easily manipulating you and emotionally manipulating you, because you're looking outside of yourself for validation. When all you got to do is go within, and you'll get all the validation you need. It may take you some time, but you'll get it. Especially as a Pisces, you got direct connection to the higher source. Direct connection. So, you know, it's just a matter of, do you want to figure out what's up? But others of you, you got people who talk about you behind your back. They backstab you. They lie on you. They're not truthful. They lie to you. For some of you, this is somebody you may have cut off and stopped speaking to. They could be trying to come back towards you, and you're trying to find out what their intentions are. Their intentions are to emotionally manipulate you because they sense that you are not comfortable and confident enough in yourself where you're able to say, you know what, I hear that shit you talking, but I'm not trying to, I ain't trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? You're very compassionate, and so you give too much, I feel like, for some of you. And this person sees that, and they take advantage of that. They're trying to manipulate you. So you got to be careful of these people that you cut off, that you don't allow them to cut. I keep telling everybody this. This is a repeated theme throughout all the Silent Enemies readings. Whatever placement you watch, I'm sure you've heard me say it at least once in that reading for July. All right. So some of you gotta, you gotta think about these things. You're not using your intuition, and you're not thinking. So if you're not using your intuition and you're not thinking, what are you doing? You're being manipulated because somebody else is controlling your thoughts and your emotions. Because you're not in control of them. So be careful of the people around you. And it could be family members who control you and manipulate you because you love them and you care for them. That's for some of you. For others of you, you just need to do some spiritual work. So, with that being said, we're going to go into the extended and we're going to clarify each of these cards with 4 extra cards to see what other messages Spirit wants you to know in reference to these situations here. So if this resonated as is, feel free to click that like button. If you would like to leave a comment on how it resonates, feel free to do so. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and hit the notification bell. That way you'll know when I post. If this is not your reading, don't worry about it. Just check another placement, or if you look on the screen, you should see 4 different types of Pisces readings. Like I do a variety of readings for each sign. So check one of those readings. Maybe they'll resonate better with you. All right, and also check your other placements, or just wait till next week and come on back and see what I got for you next week. With that being said, I'm going to head to the extended. The link's in the box below. Feel free to join if it resonates. If not, I'll see you in the next reading. Take care, Pisces.